Cambodia has seen significant changes over the past decade, but the country still has a long way to go in order to become an upper-middle income country and achieve its sustainable development goals by 2030. The 2019 census shows that although Cambodia's demographics are shifting, the country still has a relatively young population. Harnessing population dividends will be key to Cambodia's future growth and success. Another key factor to drive the country's growth is the new statistics law of Cambodia, established in 2015. The National Institute of Statistics governs all matters relating to the collection, processing, compilation, analysis, publication, and dissemination of statistical data in the Kingdom of Cambodia. The statistics law includes provisions to ensure that the statistical requirements of government policymakers, as well as decision makers and researchers in the broader national and international communities, are met. It also enhances public awareness regarding the importance of the role and function of statistics in national development programs. The 2019 General Census shows that Cambodia has an estimated population of 15.6 million people, with the majority of the working-age population between 15 and 64. It is estimated that the population of Cambodia will increase from 15.6 million in 2019 to 18.7 million by 2030. By 2030, the working-age population should be greater than the non-working-age population, as a result of higher life expectancy and lower fertility rates. Between 2008 and 2019, fertility rates dropped and life expectancy increased dramatically. In 2008, male life expectancy was at 64.3 years, while female life expectancy was at 60.5 years. The fertility rate was at 3.1 births per woman. By 2019, male life expectancy had increased to 74.3 years, and female life expectancy had jumped to 76.8 years. The average fertility rate had lowered to 2.5 births per woman. By 2030, male life expectancy will increase to 80.8 years, and female life expectancy will also increase to 83.2 years. The fertility rate is projected to decline to 1.94 births per woman. With the right evidence-based policies in place, these trends will continue positively over the next 10 years. Maternal mortality rates have dropped by an order of magnitude. Based on 2008 census data, the maternal mortality rate was at a staggering 461 deaths per 100,000 live births, whereas in 2019, it dramatically dropped to 141 deaths per 100,000 live births. In 2008, the under-5 mortality rate was at 56 deaths per 1,000 live births. By 2019, it dropped to 28 deaths per 1,000 live births. If current trends continue, the fertility rate will drop to 1.94 births per woman by 2030, which would indicate that maternal mortality and under-5 mortality rates have continued to decline as well. As Cambodia is still a young population, the majority of enrolled students are in primary education. As demographic shifts continue, Cambodia should strive towards having a larger proportion of students in secondary and higher education. Policies will also need to continue the trend of having fewer students per teacher in classrooms across all age levels. Having a more educated and relatively older population should significantly contribute to Cambodia's growing GDP over the coming decades. By 2019, Cambodia's GDP growth rate was at 7.1%, a 0.4 increase from 2008. From 2008 to 2019, the number of employed adults increased from 7 million to 8.8 million. In 2008, the population of elders aged 65 years and above was 590,260. In 2019, it dramatically increased to 940,368. By 2030, it is projected to reach 1,650,547. The number of households in rural areas declined from 2.3 million in 2008 to 2.2 million in 2019. Whereas the number of normal households in urban areas was at 500,000 in 2008, by 2019 this figure had almost doubled to 1.3 million. In 2008, only 0.22% of households in Cambodia had access to the internet at home. By 2019, it had drastically improved to 45.4%. Cambodia's access to the internet outside the home was at 0.96% in 2008. By 2019, it increased to 28.2%. This can primarily be attributed to the technological development of smartphones. Sanitation in Cambodia has significantly improved. In 2019, 82.8% of households had toilet facilities, compared to 33.7% in 2008. Over the past 2 decades, Cambodia has undergone a significant transition, reaching lower middle-income status in 2015. Based on census data, the age structure transformation of the population has resulted in opening up the demographic window of opportunity, or demographic dividend, wherein the growth rate of the working-age population is higher than the non-working age population. Cambodia's youth workforce should allow the country to reap the rewards of the demographic dividend. However, the government will need to lead the revision of relevant policies, along with the cross-cutting issues of gender inequality and women's empowerment, to continue positive demographic changes for economic growth. This will enable Cambodia to become an upper-middle-income country and attain their sustainable development goals. With the right policies in place, Cambodia can also achieve 3 key milestones by 2030: 0 unmet need for contraception, 0 preventable maternal deaths, and 0 gender-based violence and harmful practices. Striving towards these milestones will continue to lift people out of poverty while creating a more prosperous and sustainable society for all Cambodians. This video was produced under collaboration between the Ministry of Planning, the National Institute of Statistics, UNFPA Cambodia, and GIZ.